Welcome into the studio. It is time for another episode of Charlie's Chatter. I am your host, Charles Montgomery. Starting off, college football. The Mountaineers are getting ready to take on the number 21 ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys this weekend. And our field reporter, Charles Montgomery, is out at Milan Puskar Stadium right now with an update. Okay, thanks, Charles. It is me, Charles Montgomery, out here at Milan Puskar Stadium, where the Mountaineers will be looking forward to their match against the Oklahoma State Cowboys on Saturday. Mountaineers 4-6, coming off a huge victory in Manhattan, Kansas, over the Kansas State Wildcats to stay alive for bowl eligibility at 4-6. Oklahoma State, ranked number 21 in the country, have won 3 straight, and their running back, Chuba Hubbard, who has been going crazy in college football this year, is now in the Heisman race. Big expectations for the Mountaineers, despite being a touchdown underdog with bowl eligibility on the line. Thank you, Charles. So, what are your impressions? What is your idea of what could go down on Saturday? Yeah, so West Virginia, like I said, they're only a touchdown underdog, coming in with some momentum. Kansas State, big win. Oklahoma State, though, they're a very good team. Neil Brown said in his press conference on Tuesday, they're playing their best football right now. Chuba Hubbard, as I said, is now in the Heisman race. He's been great all year long for them. I'd love to see us win, obviously. I'd love to see us win, keep our chances open for a bowl eligibility. But I'm not going to be there. So if we do win, it's going to bug me for quite a while. But I think we have a chance. But I like Oklahoma State. They're a solid team. They're playing really well. I think Cowboys going to get the win. Okay, Charles, thank you for that great update. You're not wearing the shorts, which is kind of disappointing, but I understand it is getting a little bit colder. So, step it up a little bit next time. But moving on, number 2, Ohio State hosts number 8, Penn State this weekend in Columbus. Big game, but the Buckeyes favored by 18 points as they have been rolling through their schedule this year, getting ready to finish out the year against Michigan in a couple weeks. I feel the Buckeyes, they've been dominant. Justin Fields has looked great. He's been in the Heisman race. Of course, he's not headlining the Heisman race with Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts, but he's just fantastic. Looks really good. I think Ohio State, they're going to dominate. They're going to get the win. Going on to another game, Texas, Baylor. Number 14, Baylor. 9-0 going into last weekend. They took on Oklahoma, Saturday Night Football. High expectations for them. They blew a 25-point first-half lead. Jalen Hurts kind of had his Heisman moment, leading the Sooners back from the dead. They got the win. Baylor now sitting at 9-1, still ranked, still looking okay. Couldn't make a nice New Year's Six bowl maybe. Who knows? But this is a big game. Texas, they are having a very disappointing season. Longhorns have not looked good against top opponents in the Big 12 or just top opponents in general, especially that LSU game months ago in September. But Baylor, I really feel like they're going to come out. They're going to come out with some fire in them. They got something to prove now. People were doubting them before Oklahoma. Now that they played a top opponent, people are starting to doubt them again. And so now you're kind of thinking, does Baylor have what it takes to kind of develop into a better program and build off of this season? This is not just a fluke. So I think Baylor's going to come out. They're going to get the win. Ellinger has just not performed up to what I thought. Texas has just been a very disappointing team. We thought they were going to be toe-to-toe with OU for most of the year, and they've just been very, very disappointing. But Baylor, I feel very confident in Baylor to get the job done. So that is it for college football. It's kind of a dead weekend. The SEC, not a lot of big games going on. Biggest game, of course, is Ohio State, Penn State, and then West Virginia, Oklahoma State. Big deal for us out here in Morgantown. I will not be there. Neither will my co-worker, Charles Montgomery. He won't be there either, so we're going to be watching it from TV at home. But hopefully Mountaineers get the win. Now, speaking of Mountaineers, we will move on to college basketball now. West Virginia basketball got their season underway since the last time I did an episode here with Charlie's Chatter, and they're 3-0, looking very good. But Charles Montgomery, our other reporter, Charlie Montgomery is out at the Coliseum right now with an update on West Virginia basketball. Thank you, Charles. It is me, Charles Montgomery, out here at the WVU Coliseum with a quick update on West Virginia basketball. Starting off with Wednesday, the Mountaineers received big news that big man Gabe Osabuoyen would be cleared to play immediately for West Virginia. On Friday, the Mountaineers will be taking on Boston University in their second game of the Cancun Challenge. Boston U won against South Carolina on Tuesday in their first game of the Cancun Challenge, while West Virginia won on Monday against Northern Colorado here in Morgantown. The Mountaineers are 3-0 for the first time in 3 years, and people starting to feel pretty good. The Mountaineers received 6 votes in the top 25. They are still sitting out there in the top 30, but confidence is growing. Thank you, Charlie. It was a great look for them on Monday against Northern Colorado. They look really good. What do you kind of see in them right now this year? What's impressed you? Thank you, Charlie. It was a great look for them on Monday against Northern Colorado. They look really good. What do you kind of see in them right now this year? What's impressed you? Yeah, Charles, so the biggest thing that has caught my eye has been the rebounding. West Virginia has out-rebounded all their opponents. Big man Oscar Tshiebwe with a 20.17 rebound performance a week ago against Pitt. That was by far the best performance of the year for any West Virginia player. Jermaine Haley also had a double-double on Monday night against Northern Colorado. So the Mountaineers, they're doing well rebounding. They got to slow it down. Their defense is looking good. They're not pressing like they used to. But overall, they're doing well. They're not shooting the ball great, but still a very strong team. They're looking good. Okay, thank you, Charlie, for that great update on West Virginia basketball. They've looked good. I was there Monday. They look good. They struggled against Northern Colorado, struggled a little bit more than we thought they would, but they've looked good. Good start, 3-0. First time, like you said, in 3 years. This is a hell of a bounce back from last season. Of course, we all know one of the worst years under Huggins here, but they look good. Very confident in them. I think, so we're 3-0 right now. We play Boston U on Friday. Then we go to Cancun next week to compete in the Cancun Challenge, the official bracketed games. These are just the campus games. But we will take on Northern Iowa next Tuesday, I believe, or Wednesday. And then we play in the championship if we do win that against either South Carolina or Wichita State. We win those games and then come back and beat Rhode Island on December 1st on Sunday. I think we'll be ranked. Like Charlie said, we've gotten 6 votes in the AP poll right now. We're not ranked, but we're sitting there. You know, they're starting to give us some recognition at 3-0 with some quality wins. We look pretty good. We look pretty good, especially, you know, I set my bar high. I know that. But I could be confident, very confident that they could be ranked if they get through these next 4 games and are sitting at 7-0 starting December. But college basketball, the main topic of this episode is going to be the suspension of James Wiseman, the big man at Memphis University. Penny Hardaway, we all knew, was building an incredible incoming class for this season. Very high expectations from Memphis. They looked like a national title contender. And the overall number 1 prospect potentially for next year's NBA draft, James Wiseman, has officially been suspended as of Wednesday morning for 11 more games. 11 games. He was suspended a few weeks ago, like everyone knows, due to Penny Hardaway at one point in 2017 giving James Wiseman's family $11,500 to cover moving expenses. And the NCAA deemed Hardaway a booster because he donated $1 million at one point to Memphis University in 2008 for a Sports Hall of Fame. So Penny Hardaway's been deemed a booster, and James Wiseman has been suspended because his family took the money. So now the Tigers are without their best player easily. And they're not bad. They're still ranked. They're still only one-loss team. Their one loss is to Oregon, who is a very quality team. But what now? He can't play till January. You know, what does this say about the NCAA? You know, it doesn't make any sense. And here's my thing. If you're going to suspend Wiseman, who took the money, why not suspend Penny Hardaway? If you have to suspend people, if it has to come to that, which it shouldn't have to come to that, I think this is ridiculous. If it comes to it, why aren't you suspending Penny Hardaway? That makes no sense. He gave him the money. He gave the family the money. Why aren't you suspending Penny Hardaway at least for 4, 5, whatever it is? Why aren't you giving him some sort of, you know, punishment for giving the money? Because if he doesn't give the money, we don't have this situation. But it was a ridiculous instance with that. Penny Hardaway was Wiseman's travel ball coach, if I'm correct, and they deemed him a booster because he gave money 11 years ago. It's ridiculous. It really is. And this whole situation with Wiseman kind of coincides with the situation with the defensive end at Ohio State, Chase Young. Chase Young, who had an incredible performance against the Wisconsin Badgers, was then thrown into the Heisman race as a top candidate, guy who could win it. He was put number 4 behind Hurts, Burrow, and Fields. So then they suspend him because apparently he had taken a loan from a family member, but then he paid it back, had receipts, records, everything that you needed to prove that he had paid the money back, and they suspended him. And so he missed the Rutgers game and the Maryland game, 2 games. No offense, Rutgers and Maryland, but I don't think Chase Young would have played a total of 2 quarters in those games because those games would have been blowouts. No offense, but I think everybody knows what I'm getting at here. But Chase Young, he gets suspended for something that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. He paid the money back. It's a family friend. It's not like it's a booster or anything like that from Ohio State. It's a family friend, family member, whatever it was. Paid the money back, and they suspend him. Wiseman takes money from Penny Hardaway when Penny Hardaway is not even a coach in the running whatsoever for Memphis's job. This is 2017. Hardaway took over in 2018, and they suspend him. 11 games until January for $11,500, which now Wiseman has to donate to charity, the $11,500, to satisfy the NCAA. So, where do we get this here? I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. Of course, I have no idea how this works because I'm not a student athlete. I don't work for the NCAA. I will never be a student athlete in Division I sports because, I'm really good, but I just won't. And it doesn't make any sense. The Chase Young thing was ridiculous. And then Wiseman comes out. And like I said, if you're going to suspend Wiseman, you need to suspend Hardaway. It just makes more sense. I would be more satisfied. Of course, I don't want either one of them to be suspended because it's ridiculous. But if that's going to happen, you have to suspend Hardaway. He gave him the money. If Hardaway doesn't give him the money, we don't have this problem. But he gives him the money. But that is it for this episode. I just want to kind of go into this ethical thing here. Like I said, not a lot going on college basketball-wise. Not a lot going on college football-wise. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode, episode 4. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.